Hey everybody, welcome. It's Matt and I'm excited to be with you guys tonight. I missed you last week with Halloween. Hope you guys had a good time. We had a good time. It was nice and eventful with my daughter kind of trick-or-treating for the first time and us trick-or-treating in not frigid weather. So we actually could, you know, get out a little bit. So it was good. It was fun. I'm back here in Minnesota now, and so I'm excited to resume these webinars with you guys. So going forward, we'll do this Wednesdays. So today's kind of an exception because yesterday I was traveling, getting back here, and last Wednesday was Halloween. So we'll do these Wednesdays instead of Thursday, but I just wanted to keep on our schedule and keep up with you guys. So this is going to be, an ongoing thing. So while we had our Founders Club webinars where we went over kind of a more formal layout, this will be a little more informal. I've got some new features that I want to share with you guys. I want to go over some link create updates as well, and then we'll talk about some outsourcer updates, and then we'll also get into Q&A as well. So just helping you guys on things you may have questions on or if something's not clear. All right. So with that being said, let's just make sure you guys can hear me well, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. So why don't you give me a little shout out in the chat if you're here, you can hear me, and you're excited and ready to go. So let me see. Kyle is here. Kyle, long time no talk. Good to hear from you. Dale, welcome, Dale. Glad you could make it. I know it's kind of like dinner time for you out there, but glad you're here. Aaron, keeping you up late, my East Coast man. Good to see you. Michael, you're here. Awesome, Michael. Glad to have you with us. Dean, long time no talk. My brother from like an hour away. Hope you're doing awesome, man. Good to have you with us. All right, let's jump in, shall we? Let me go to the notes that I had set up before our call here. So first of all, let's talk about new Modus 8 features that are coming. So we have been really paying close attention to the questions that you have been asking, the wins you have been getting, and frustrations that you've been having, and really thinking about what are the most important features or additions that we can put in place to make it just work even better for you guys. So one of the things that we've been getting a lot of questions on is just, hey, Matt, how do I know I have all the formulas that you've created? Because I know you gave us the share links and we have the share links, but I know that you're adding more formulas and you put them in the Facebook group, and I look at your account and I see that you got some stuff in there, and I don't think I have all of those things. And now some of these things are, more legacy items that I've left in here because they've been shared, not necessarily the most current version or something you would want to use, but we really just don't delete them because once they're shared, somebody has them and may have a question or something. So we keep a copy of everything. But that's been a big question for a lot of people, is how do we know, like, if we've got all the formulas, and if I'm missing something, or even when new ones come out, do I have to go to that share link every single time in order to get the formulas into my account? Quite frankly, we've been spending a lot of time just manually using those share links, and while it's worked well, it's not the most efficient way to do it. So what we have created, which will be coming soon, is a formula library for you, which right now this is kind of a formula library for you, but you can't really see like the whole ecosystem of all the formulas that are out there. You can only see the ones that are in your account. So what we're doing is you will see very soon a section that will say my formulas and then all formulas. So under my, it'll be like a tab, like you'll be able to toggle back and forth between the formulas that are your own private formulas that either you have created or just ones you've accepted into your account, and then all formulas, which would be any public formulas that have been shared inside of the system. So the benefit of that is going to be you're not going to have to go to those share links to just get your formulas. If I have new formulas, I can just make them available right inside your account. So when you log in, you'll be able to see, oh, cool, Matt's got 5 new GMB formulas, or Matt's got new content formulas. You'll be able to just click those and add them right into your account. It's almost though they'll already be there. You'll just have to toggle them on and add them into your account. So that way you don't have to click the share link 50 times. You don't have to wonder if you've got everything. You'll be able to see what is out there, and it'll show you which ones of the total ones you already have. So it'll prevent you from getting 3 of the same thing stuck in your account. You'll know what you have. You'll know if there's something that you don't have, and you'll be able to easily add that formula just like that. And in time, once we let people sell formulas, create formulas for others, you'll be able to see those as well and be able to toggle those on too. Pretty cool. What do you guys think? You like it? Many people have asked about, how do I get all the formulas in my account? Is there an easier way? Do you have to load them up for me? So that should help a ton. Dale says, love it. Right? No more, the share links will all still work. So if you want to just share a formula with somebody else that you've created, or somebody wants to give you a formula that they created, you can still, those share links will still work. But this is just a lot faster way for us to give you a lot of formulas at once, and for you to make sure that you actually have them all. So that will be a nice feature that's coming very soon. Okay? So that's the first. The second is outsourcer timeframes and accountability. All right. So one thing that we've discovered in as our user base here has grown, as you guys have started to really use things and put things through the ringer. There's been things that have really worked, and there's been things that have been challenging or maybe haven't worked quite as well as we'd like. So one thing that we're doing is immediately putting into place calculations of how long it actually takes for specific outsourcers to do a specific formula or formula task. Let's say you have, let me get some water here, guys, just 1 second. All right, much better. So let's say you have a formula for content writing, okay? So maybe you want 4 articles to be written, okay? 4 supporting articles. Well, there could be different outsourcers in this system that could do that for you. One may be able to turn that around today. One may be a little slower and they turn around in a week or 3 days or something. There could all be different time frames. So what we're doing is we're adding the ability for you to actually rate every single outsourcer, and for you to be able to see not just the time that they say it should take, but the actual time that it's taken every time they have done this formula. So if they've done this formula 50 times and it really average takes them 2 days to deliver, then when you're bringing them into your project, you're going to be able to see what that looks like. So you may find somebody that's 5 stars and they take 3 days. You may find somebody that's 4 stars, but they take a day and a half. So you'll be able to get a better sense of what kind of speed and quality you will get from different outsourcers. And it will also sum up what a total formula will take. So if there's several tasks in that formula, you'll be able to know realistically, based on different providers, how long it's going to take you to complete it. Because that's been a big question that a lot of people have had. They'd say, Matt, how long does it take for, for me to run like this whole track, right? You've got 10 different or 20 different formulas in this whole track. How long does it take to run the whole track? Well, it kind of depends on who is doing the work. Like, are you just doing it? Somebody on your team doing it? Are you outsourcing it? Are you doing some of both? So what we'll do is every formula is going to have an updated benchmark time of how long realistically it should take. Like if somebody were doing this task start to finish, following every single step, how long realistically will that take? Now, once somebody's experienced, they may be able to do that faster, but that would be a bonus. So we're going to establish those times, put those times in, and then actually track what speed each outsourcer works at. So that way you can see, okay, this guy's really quick, right? But his review isn't quite as high as this guy who takes a little more time, but man, he gets 5 stars every single time. So that be helpful to you guys? We like being able to see how the outsourcers actually perform on a task by task basis. And it could be different between different formulas because one formula might be more involved and may take longer. One may be a 10-minute task, much quicker. So will that be helpful for you guys to be able to actually see how long something's taking and know what kind of quality you're going to get so you can project out how long something's actually going to take? So you guys give me a little yes or no if that's not the case, but give me some feedback. Yeah, okay, cool. You guys are saying yeah, for sure. Yes, very helpful. Okay, good. Kyle said that'll be great. Yeah, we just want to make it more and more transparent. The other thing that we're adding as well is just an easier to use messenger, because right now you can message any outsourcer through a specific task, but if you want to see quickly at a glance like everybody that's working and what they're doing, we're going to add more of a more like a messenger feed, so where you can actually see all the specific people that are working for you, what they're doing, and if you need to pop a quick question to somebody, you're not going to have to really like sift through all these different tasks in order to do that. You'll be able to see all your messages and be able to just quickly say, hey, looks like this should be about to be delivered. What's going on with this? Or hey, can I make an adjustment here? It'll just make it a little more transparent, a little faster for you guys in order to get, any sort of clarification that you need on a task. And the vendors or outsourcers will see it the same way on their end. So again, they'll be able to just manage all their conversations from one spot. If they need something or have a question, you're going to get a timely response. Okay. So those are the major platform updates that are going to be coming very, very soon. So let's shift gears to link create. Okay. So give me a second. Let me get link create opened here. All right. So link create, this has been something that a lot of you have said that you really need. Like you really need one spot in order to be able to track all your links and know what's going on. And some of you have really started to use this with MODUS8 and are loving the fact that you can see exactly the links that are being built and their status. And it helps you to just understand like, okay, yeah, this is actually getting done, or I know how far along this is. So we see that as a very important feature and something that can just make things easier when you're using it with MODUS8. That being said, we've found a few things that were a little confusing that we wanted to make a bit easier. So one of them is more along the lines for the outsourcers, but if you're actually updating any links in your own account or you have your team building some links for you, maybe in-house instead of just outsourcing, this will be really easy and really helpful. So what used to happen is you used to have to go into the edit icon next to any link in order to change the status, update the URL, or change anything with that link. So we've made that process a little bit easier now. Instead of having to go into edit it and then save it and then go back, there's a lot of clicking and it would take you out of your domain. So what we did was now what you can do is when you hit edit, Oh, looks like I lost you guys there for a second. Thank you guys for chiming in. You're like, hey, I can't hear you, Matt. I lost you. Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear me all right? Okay, good, good. All right, so I don't know. Okay, can everybody still hear me? Am I back? Joshua was saying you couldn't hear me. Josh, can you hear me now? Dean says yes. Kyle says yes. Dale says yes. Okay, cool. All right, think we're good. Think we're good. Hopefully we're stable now. I'm not sure where I lost you. Okay, looks like Dean says lost you at edit. Okay, got it. So let's just back up a smidge. So next to basically on any backlink, whether it be a backlink that's already live or a backlink that's in to do, what you're able to do, or your outsourcers, anybody using your account's able to do, is they can just go ahead and click anywhere on this bar, so anywhere in the white bar on the background of a link. It'll pull up this little information panel, and from here you can actually edit the credentials. You can put notes in, change the live URL, and even change the status. So what's helpful there is, let's go ahead and say you've put in a to-do list, or you've had an outsourcer put in a to-do list for you. Okay, so I've got one here as an example. This is all from a New York City link list that's in here. So let's just say right now these are all to-dos, and the outsourcer comes in and they start building these links. Well, we want to keep track of exactly what's being built. So as they're building, they can go here and actually put those credentials. So they can actually put what they're using to create it. If there's any specific notes, they can even change the status live right as they're building it. So the benefit here is it's a time saving. They don't have to click, because this is the old way of doing it. Let me show you the old way. Clicking into this pencil icon. You'd have to go into here. You'd have to edit all this stuff, and then you hit save. Okay. And then you'd have to go back and find your spot. So you'd be scrolling, trying to find where you left off. So it's a little bit easier now. You can just go ahead and quickly get to wherever you need to go if you're doing on your end, or if you have any outsourcer do it, just going to mean that they're going to be able to update those links and get things done faster for you. And once a to-do is edited, then it's going to, as soon as that link goes live, it's going to go actually into the backlinks section, okay? So it'll actually appear in your backlinks. So all that will still work the same as it did before. It's just a little bit of a difference in how things are viewed and edited, all right? So as we add more options, as we add more metrics here to report on, they'll all appear in this little slide out panel. So that way, any edits that you need to do can all be done here, updated, and then saved right back, and then you can just go to the next one in the line. So really handy way in order to check things. Also, you can see here that there's some filtering. There's actually a lot of filtering that's in place now. So for instance, let's say you're looking at your backlinks and you want to find everything that's no follow, or everything that's do follow, or everything that is live, or everything that can't be found, or the website's down, anything that's a duplicate. You can just sort right here and it'll change the list for you on the fly. So that's something we didn't have before. You used to just have to kind of scroll through and try to find the status of something, and there's no way of actually filtering down. So this, this is working right now. We will be adding to this, just making maybe some pre-saved filters and things that are a little bit easier. So you can say like, hey, show me all the links that have been submitted but are not live. Show me all the links that I've paid for but have not gone live. Show me all the links that have recently been deleted or down. Show me links that that need some sort of action, like they need a phone verification or they need a postcard verification, like some directories, right? Or business information submitted in order for that link to go live. So we will use the status options more and more and more, and the outsourcers in the system are already trained to use those as they're building the citations, okay? Now, as we bring on other providers and other link builders and people working in, the system will make sure that they learn those statuses, so that way if they're doing work for you, they'll just know to update them for you. And if you have people on your team, then we've got a whole video series that's going to be coming by Monday on Link Create. So it will have overview of all these features. So if you need to train somebody or you just want to learn it better yourself, this has gone through a lot of iterations and improvements over the last few months. So we'll actually have an up-to-date video guide for you guys on how to do everything from batch uploading existing backlinks to creating to-do lists, to checking statuses, to filtering, to seeing what's live, what's indexed, kind of the whole works, okay? So that video series will be up. I've already started filming it, so it'll be up by Monday. Lee, are you not able to see my screen? Can everybody else see my screen? Lee's saying that you can't see my screen. You guys are all seeing it? Lee, what you might want to try, GoToWebinar is not perfect, but what you may want to try, and we'll still be here, you may want to close it out and just rejoin the webinar and see if that fixes it. My end, it shows that I'm recording, that I'm sharing the screen. If there's something that you missed once I put the recording up tomorrow, you can always go back to that spot, but obviously we want you to be able to see it live. That's good. All right, let me just grab some water, guys, and then we'll go to the next thing, and then we'll get to some questions. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So we talked about the slide-in panel. Let's see if there's any Link Create questions. Do you guys have any questions on Link Create? I know some of you guys have gotten into it more and more and more. I would say most people right now are using the formula for pulling in existing backlinks to start, and then doing citations and image sharing and other gigs basically in order to build from there, because that's all tied into here now too. All the links that are created will be updated in your Link Create account. All right, let me just check your questions here. DJ, hey DJ, when you order the master citations on MODUS8, do you need to add those in to do backlinks before VJ can start? No, you don't have to, as long as you're ordering that formula and you give him the share link, your access token, he can actually just go ahead and take the to-do list because it's globally available, and he can just dump that right onto the domain. You just need to make sure, when you're setting it up, that you specify obviously the business info and then just the page that you want it built to. So with and he's trained to look for it, but even on like a multi-location site, if you're specifying like an inner URL, just make sure that it's specified and you're good. But no, you don't need to actually add that into do. If it's there, he'll see it, but if it's not, then he'll add it for you. Okay, good question. Same goes for like the niche list and location list as well. As long as you specify, because there's many options. So as long as you specify the list that you want, he'll use that list. The master one's kind of easy because it's just one list, but. Dale asks, if there's no existing to-do list for citations, then I assume you can't order citations for that client. Dale, do you mean like in the actual to-do list, or meaning there's not a list of what you want to build within Link Create? Like, for instance, I'm going to unmute you if that's cool. It may just be easier for you to explain what you want to do, and I can explain how to make it happen. Hey, Dale.
Hey, Matt.
How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Really good. So explain to me what you want to do, and I can tell you how to make it happen.
So I guess it's in reference to citations in niche or city. So of course, master citations you can do for any client, but if we're talking about a particular city or a particular niche, like for example, I have a client who does document scanning services, document imaging, OCR, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
There's no niche list for that. And then the
Mm.
cities that he is in, other than Los Angeles, there's no cities. And then even on the Los Angeles list, there's only a few
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So I assume in that situation, then there's just there's nowhere to go from there unless you create your own list and then upload it to Link Create and then have the outsourcer work off of the list that you create for them.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. So one thing that I have done, and I don't have this in a set formula, but it's something I can add to my to-do list to make for you, is actually having the outsourcer go out and just do some search strings to find basically just a custom directory list. Okay, it's kind of like the competitor benchmarking, where they just go out and actually do some research for you, and then pull back the list, and they can then upload that list into to do, and then you can have it built. So
Okay.
that doesn't fully exist right now, but we have very similar things that do exist. So I don't see a problem to make that happen. We just need to set up a formula that says kind of a prep step of what you actually want them to go find. So in this case, directories that are a specific city and or niche. Pull back the list of those with like the submission URLs, prices, etc. Put those in a to-do list or in a custom list essentially, which that can be done. Inside of Link Create here, there's the ability under link lists. If we go to link lists here, there's the ability to create a custom list. And even easier is if they use the mass import sheet, they can name it whatever they want. So they can just name it, custom list or even by client name, and instantly pull in the list of everything that they've researched. And then you would just need to put that actually in a to-do list for the client. And then we'll need to have a formula on the citation side to actually go submit to a custom list instead of just a standard, master list or niche list.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, so that's totally doable. I'll probably, I'll probably reach out to you just so you can kind of make sure I'm setting that up according to how you want it. If that's cool with you. I
Yeah,
see it as pretty straightforward, really. We have similar things, so I don't think it's too tricky to set up. It's just a matter of making sure we kind of word it right so the outsourcer finds what you want exactly. And then we need a second task for actually building those.
got it. For sure. Yeah, I mean that particular niche is pretty specific. So even
Mhm.
on GMB, there's not a appropriate category for it. So it's kind of a tough one in terms of niche citations.
Yeah, and quite frankly, yeah, with something like that, you might not find much of anything in terms of the niche directories, but you may be able to go deeper with the location ones, and then use other linking methods in order to establish the relevance for the niche, because you might come up kind of short trying to find directories for that. Like we don't have every niche in here, but we've got major ones, but that's pretty niche. So I know we don't have anything like that in here.
All right, great. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. Okay, let me see what else we got here in the questions. Aaron, hey Aaron. Aaron asked, how do we get an outsourcer to do a custom task? So this is something that we're setting up as well. Likely what's going to happen in this case is the outsourcer will have either just kind of a standard task with some kind of a default value, or what you'll be able to do is just go ahead and assign, kind of like you do when you have them bid a formula. You'll be able to set the formula up and specify what you want done, and then have that outsourcer bid it. Okay, so If you want to try one of these right away, Aaron, if you want to let me know, I mean, just privately, obviously, just let me know what it is that you want done, and I will help you. I'll help you do the first one. We'll find an appropriate outsourcer and basically just create even simple formula documentation for it. And then what we can do is just assign them to bid it. And then once they bid it, then they can do it for you. So we will probably find a way to simplify that a little bit if they're just, going to be purely like one-time things that are never repeated. But right now that will work in order to get something custom done that doesn't fall under an existing formula. Does that make sense, Aaron? Why don't you hit me up with what you want to do? Well, let's look at it together and I can help you figure out the best way to make it happen. Let me just check. Kyle asked, how long is the turnaround time on average if we submit a video to be turned into a formula? Shoot me a message on that, Kyle, because it depends on what it is. And I know that you submitted a couple videos. I believe those are done. So, obviously we've got to set that up inside of just your account because they're going to be private for just you until, if you want to share them, that's great, or you're going to sell them or whatever. Totally up to you. But yeah, for a specific instance of it, just shoot me a message and I'll check and see. But he should have those done for you. Okay. Great. All right. Any other questions on Link Create or MODUS8? Look, did we get them all? Let me just make sure you guys didn't put anything else, sneak anything else into the comments box for me. Okay, got it. All right, let's go back to my my list here then. So we talked about Link Create, the new slide-in panel, and filtering. Let's talk about content outsourcers. All right, so you will already start to see some new outsourcers in the system, and there will be several more added by the early hours of the morning. We've trialed a ton of folks and have really just culminated like the best of the best. I've never been happier with the writers that we've got. I've got 3 new writers that are qualified and excellent at doing your city snippets, so short pieces of content for your city landing pages, your location supporting pages, and then and those are foreign writers, but great quality. And I also have 2 US based writers who are doing city landing pages and power pages. Okay, those US writers are not in here yet, but they've got their accounts set up and we're just having them bid everything, and so they will be available, I would say probably tomorrow or by this weekend. All right, so the cool thing is you guys don't have to worry about like, do you have like the latest outsourcers or anything, because inside of the formulas that they're doing, they will update right there. Okay, so there's one of them that I actually just got live today. And so if we actually go into, let me just go into one of the formulas here. So if we actually go into the location landing page content snippets, this is if you need 20 cities done. We actually go into this task. You can see there is a brand new outsourcer here, and there will be 2 others that will be added here in the next day, and you will find them in all of the snippet formulas and also the location relevant supporting page formulas. Okay, so they'll automatically update there for you. And then the power page creation and the city landing page writing, those will actually be new formulas, and you will see the outsourcers added to those as soon as I publish them. Okay, so lots of good things happening on here for this. And by next week, I should have some pretty big updates of some other outsourcing options that I've got in the works. But long story short is the outsourcing options you guys are going to have in here are very quickly expanding. Like that is my real primary focus, is just making sure that we have the best of the best people in here and that they're able to turn things around quickly for you. So not only we're working on the features to keep them more accountable and better reporting, but really just, you know, getting the best of the best people, going back to people that I've used many times before. And I'm even trialing lots of new people as well. And I mean, I've had one guy literally write 100 articles to see what kind of quality he had. And some people don't cut the mustard, but you know, if they cut the mustard, then you're going to see them on here. So Dale, that formula there, that is $30 for 20 cities. So this is the location landing page content snippets. So this is where they write 150 words about a specific city. So they're writing about 20 cities. So say you had, there's different quantities of this. So there's one for 5 cities, 10 cities, 20 cities. So depending on how many cities that you need, you just order the appropriate formula. But this here is if somebody wants 20 cities. So if you want to cover 20 suburbs, you need the city content for each of those. 20 cities, yeah, $30 for 20 cities, so $1.50 a piece. Okay. All right, let me just check your guys' questions here. Make sure I get them all. Dean asked, would this be good to write service pages as well? So for a dentist, write a page about dental implants, whitening, etc. That's going to be a different formula. Okay, that's going to be a different formula. Yeah, there's going to be basically 3 new content formulas. First is Power Page creation, which is going to be basically just in-depth content about a specific topic. Okay, more of like your long-form blog post content, you know, kind of piece. Those are US writers only doing that, because I'm assuming if you're using that, that's, even though you might not you're not going to put it on the navigation probably, and it's just going to be used for internal linking, that's still a page that you're really going to care more about quality. It's going to need to be really well written. A snippet about a city, it's important, and these are well written, but it's like you don't need those to be perfect. Like we don't need to spend $10 writing about a city. It's not a good use of investment. Far better to just have a little chunk about the city that's inexpensive, spend the rest of your budget on actual like niche content that reads really well. So Dean, that will be a separate formula. So there'll be a Power Page formula. There'll be a writing a service page, okay, like more like what you're talking about. And then there'll be a rewrite, okay? So say that you have a location landing page and you want it cloned or rewritten for multiple areas. There'll be a rewrite option. So you can hire a US writer to just go ahead, take what you've got, clone it for another city so you can replicate and knock out many cities that way, okay? That's a very useful formula for anybody that's doing suburbs, area served, lead generation. That's something that's really crucial. All right, Ray said, any new formula updates in MODUS 8? If so, where are we supposed to find them? So there are a couple new formulas, and so what I will do is I'll put the new formulas. Currently, the best way that we have to really manage that is through the pinned post at the top of the Facebook group, but that's not the most, it's what works right now, but it's definitely not the most efficient way of doing it. So Ray, I don't know if you were on at the beginning, if you saw, but the formula library that's coming very soon will totally take care of that. Because let's say, okay, bam, I have the new Power Page formula ready. Instead of me having to like put the share link out and you guys having to see that and then go to it and add it to your account and make sure you have it, all you'll have to do is just log into your account and it will show that that formula is already there for you. And you can just hit add to your account. You won't need to click any links. You won't need to go any other places. It will just automatically put it in your formulas and you'll have it. Okay. So for right now, the pinned post at the top of the Facebook group called Shared Formulas is where I will update and add them. So that's temporary until we have it just automatically going into your formula library, and then you won't need to click those links anymore. All right. Great. And Dean, you're welcome on that. Ray said, sweet, good. Let me see what else you guys have here. So these 20 cities formula is to add to a specific city service page, just to add more relevance to the city. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. It's just basically for your city focused content on a landing page. There's going to be the landing page formula for rewriting your actual like service content. So that would be different. I will tell you this, you actually can get away with, not that you necessarily want to do this, but you can actually get away for local content having a duplicate service, basically duplicate service content. So you can actually have that as duplicate across multiple cities, but you want enough unique city content and city modifiers as well added to that. So like I wouldn't just swap out the city name and call that good. I do personally, I have all of mine rewritten, but I do have some example sites that still do extremely well that have all duplicate content except for 150 words about the city. So, if you're really on like a tight budget with something, or you just want to be able to crank something out quickly, you can use duplicate content and then just add one of these city snippets, for 5 cities, 10 cities, 20 cities, and add that at the bottom, and you'll still be able to get that page indexed and ranked. But just kind of future proofing and making it the highest quality possible would be to actually use the formula that's coming for rewriting the page and then adding the city snippet to it as well. That's a good question. All right, what else you guys got for me? Anything else? Like I said, by next week, there will be a lot of not just new formulas, because we've been working fast and furious to add lots more for you guys in lots of different realms, but several new outsourcers, and I got some stuff up my sleeves that I've been cooking up for you guys that I don't know if it'll be ready by next week, but it'll be ready soon. And any of you wanting to rank clients for multiple areas, or any of you doing lead generation, will absolutely love what I have coming for you. It will really, really be fun. Let me see. Dan, hey Dan. Dan said, "How's your dad doing?" Dan, I appreciate it, man. A little bit better. Still no answers really. Not to get too personal, but I feel like you guys are an extended family, so I'll kind of fill you in. But yeah, they thought it was some kind of a prostate issue. They're not sure. It seems to be like that may be okay. It may be like some kind of a bladder issue. And so yeah, right now he's it's crazy, but he's like been on a catheter for a month, and they don't have answers yet. So he's just going through more appointments and tests, and it's just kind of a wait and see, and hope for the best and hope everything's okay. So, but I really appreciate you asking, man. That means a lot. I actually saw him tonight here. He was able to play with my kids a little bit, so that's a special time. It's nice to see. So I just appreciate you asking about it. Ray said, do you use Cora? If so, it would be great to have an on-page optimization specialist to outsource SEO tuning report it spits out. Hope that makes sense. If not, no big deal. Oh yeah, already in the works. Already in the works. Lots of stuff coming between Page Optimizer Pro, Cora, and some other tools that several people have been using in order to just make that faster. You don't necessarily have to own the tools. Somebody else can run them for you, give you the reports. Okay. Thanks, Dean. I appreciate that too. Awesome. Dale, I'm going to unmute you again because I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. Dale said GMB posts in bulk, basically writing up a whole bunch and queuing them up. Is that what you mean? See if I can unmute you. I don't know if it's going to let me unmute you, Dale. Saying that you're self-muted. Maybe you can just comment in the chat. Tell me what you had in mind.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, there you are.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's nicer to hear when you have an idea. Like if I'm not fully sure what it is, I'd like to know what you got in mind so we can see how we can make it happen.
I'm not sure if it's something that we can do specifically just to integrate with an outsourcer here, where you could give them access to go do GMB posts in bulk. But there is a tool that I've been using recently called Local Viking from the guys from Web 20 Ranker. I'm sure
How are you
everyone's.
liking that? I've had a couple others ask me about that. I've actually had like 2 people ask me this week about GMB posts and tools, and they said they were trying it out and they would let me know how it went. But I haven't heard anything yet. So is it good? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's still in beta mode. There's still a lot of issues with it, but it's getting better, and the price is right, so that's good. But they do have a bulk feature where you can schedule posts out long term. And
Mm-hmm.
what I found with GMB Post is that the more you do, the more traffic you get, and then also you can get really creative in terms of linking reviews using Google's own URLs and starting to stack stuff, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
So if you can build out 30 posts for 30 days, and I can have someone do that work because it is really time consuming. But
Mm-hmm.
that'd be really, really awesome if we could get an outsourcer to kind of integrate there.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that because I've been talking to a couple of writers, actually, the US based writers that do like the description rewrites and stuff like that. That's a little more, let's say, picky. They don't need to be long. It's not like you got to write, a 500-word article or something for a GMB post, but it needs to read well because people are going to see it. It's, kind of more like an advert. I mean, it's important to have keywords and stuff too, but it's more like, it's more like a description kind of task. It's not
Yeah.
just something
Oh,
that
I,
can be generic.
I
You need
agree
to have a little info about
100%.
the
In
business.
fact, the clients see it too, so it can't be
It's got to be
spin
good.
tax. Even though Local Viking has a spin tax feature in it, I never use it because, of course, spin tax makes everything suck.
Well,
So,
yeah, well,
uh,
definitely not for clients because they're gonna be like, this doesn't even. My clients would chew me out if they saw something
oh
like
yeah, I
like
mean,
this does. I can't even read it.
it's got to have the option of like with GMB posts, you can make it a call to action where they call or where they read more. You link back to your site, or there's all these various different ways to use GMB posts. So yeah, it's got to be done right. So it's something that I'm handling on my own right now, but I'd really, really like to be outsourcing it.
Yeah. Well, so here's kind of some thoughts because I've had a number of people bring this up to me, and I've been thinking about the best way to like integrate it and make it happen. So the tool, how does it work? Are you able to? Man, it'd be great if they had an access token like we do with Link Create, right? Where you could just give
Yeah,
somebody a token for a project and they could go load your posts in.
yeah, most definitely. They
I don't
don't.
know if
So
they
you
have
have
anything
to
like
give
that. Do
someone
they
your
have anything like that?
actual login info, and the scary part about that is that it's basically tied via API directly to GMB. So if
Mhm.
someone goes in there and they could delete a GMB altogether by accident if they're not careful. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be scary.
yeah, but it'd be cool to be able to even just outsource the writing of that stuff, and then you don't give someone access to Local
Yeah,
Viking.
yeah, because if there's no feature to like prevent them from deleting something, you can't give that to somebody because that's
Yeah,
just
but they could put them all in a spreadsheet and do 30 of them for you, or 60 or 90 of them for you, and then you could just bulk upload them into Local
it'd
Viking
be great
anytime.
if they just had a feature where you could give somebody an access token and let them upload like to a staging area. So
Yeah,
then you could kind
agreed.
of come in and check them all out and then just like approve them, right?
Yeah, most
Kind of like
definitely.
Linktree where there's like a status. Like they could just go put submitted, but then you could go in and like mark them live and basically say, okay, yeah, these are good. I don't know if they've got
Yeah,
anything like that planned,
for
but
sure. I mean, even if at the end of the day, if we could make a formula and find an outsourcer, one of your outsourcers to just do the work and provide it in a CSV, I mean, that would be so helpful.
well, why don't we do this, Dale? If you want to send, why don't you privately send me like an example or two of what kind of what you're doing right now that you like. I mean, I've there's a lot of different schools of thought, if you will, around GMB posts. I'm testing several things right now just to see what gets the best result, what's like necessary, and then like what's the ultimate best, right? Because there's some people that are just going, well, I don't need much content in these. I just want volume and I just want to pump them out like crazy. But then there's others that are like, well, no, clients really care about these and pay attention to them. So they do need to have more quality, but it's kind of up to budget in some cases as to how many of these posts we're going to write in a month and what we're going to do. So with that local Viking, I seem to recall somebody saying that you could, once you did like 30 days, that there was the ability to just like recycle them month after month. Is that right?
Well, you can spin tax the existing posts if you want.
But
Uh,
can you basically recycle the same post? Are you able to like swore somebody said that there was a way where once the post expired, you could basically just it almost like kept another draft of it and you could just basically redo the same post. It'd be a new post, but it'd be the same
yeah,
stuff as you wrote
I've
before.
not done that, and there may be a way to do that, but I think it's a matter of just going in and scheduling them and
Okay.
just copying the post, because there's a record of the post in there, so you could go copy it, and then you could paste
Okay.
that into a new post, and you could schedule it for later, and you could take that same content and you could use the built-in spin tags, and you could do that too. But yeah, I mean, you probably can, but I don't think
Mhm.
there's a lot of benefit to just regurgitating the same post over and over again. Um,
Yeah, no, this is
there's
this is coming from folks that are using it for lead gen more than anything.
yeah, like you said, there's a lot of different ways to approach how you use the GMB post. For me, I like to write unique, stuff of varying length, because you can go up to 1,500. You can go up to 1,500 words. I mean, excuse me, characters
Hmm.
on them, or you can go a couple hundred. But if you vary them, and then I do everything from video to images to posting reviews, like recent reviews, because there's a URL for reviews that link directly to GMB maps. So
Absolutely.
those kind of links, you can use on-site links, you can use Facebook links, you can use links outside of your just relevant niche links to other, say, for example, you could start stacking, niche relevant links that you get built within Modus
Hmm.
8. And you can take that link and you can throw it into GMV, so you can add, niche relevant relevancy there. So I mean, there's a billion ways you can approach how you use GMB posts.
Yeah, it seems to me like, yeah, you're right. The bottleneck here is actually getting the post properly done, and then the benefits come from being able to strategically use the posts. It's
Yeah.
it's it's the strategy behind it, not the writing of the post. So, all right. Well, why don't you let's hook up. I've got, like I said, several schools of thought of how people are using them, and I'm testing them on some lead gen stuff, but that's a little bit different than client stuff. So yeah, let's hook up and yeah, we can get to having some writers do some trials for us. So I'll make that offer for you, but I'll make it for others as well. So if any of you guys are doing GMB posts right now and you want some free writing, I'm willing to go ahead and have our writers that already do like business descriptions, or they're all US based. This is to me definitely only a US based kind of task, but I'm willing to have them create some free posts for you. It'd be great if you had some kind of like example though, because what we want to do is we want to establish some kind of guidelines as to topics, word counts, call to actions, even different steps for something that might be like an offer versus, a service or event. So we want to go ahead and establish some sort of norms, if you will, for those kind of things. So you guys can help me help you in that regard, but I will get some free posts written for you because I'll pay the outsourcers just to trial them, see what they do, and you'll get some free stuff in the process.
Yeah,
So if any of you
sounds
want to do
great.
that, shoot me a message, and Dale, I'll do that for you, but I'll do that for anybody else that's into GMB post that wants to give that a whirl.
Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate the offer.
Yeah, it helps it helps you guys, it helps me, helps the platform. So I'm happy. Like I probably spent $500 on content just over the last week or so, just just throwaway. I mean, basically just to like try people out and just see, okay, we got any new folks that can cut the mustard or no go. A couple did, so it was worth it.
For sure.
Okay, awesome. Appreciate the feedback. That's excellent.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
You bet. Let me go back to the questions here and see what we got. Janice said recurring post. Okay, get your scheduled post to repeat over and over to infinity. Okay, yeah. So I thought there was something like that. Yeah. Oh, that's what they said sent today in local Viking. Okay, you're using it too. What do you think? Do you like it? A couple of people told me it was really buggy, but that they were responsive and actually like advancing it and improving it. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so if you guys have any other things like that that you want to see, just bring them to me. Anything that I can do to help you or to get our team to create formulas and then obviously get the outsourcers to help you make them happen is absolutely something I'll do for you. Okay. Yeah, you said just testing. Haven't made my mind up about it yet, but I like that they keep working on it. Yeah. I guess it's interesting to see. I'll have to check it out more. I mean, I know there's several others. There's some that charge like per post, which to me makes no sense. I mean, I get why they're doing that. They're trying to make money, but that's gonna like for how many posts like I'd be doing, it would just not make sense. I'm not gonna pay thousands of dollars per month just to do GMP posts to somebody. That just doesn't seem like a fair value. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I'm assuming these are unlimited. So yeah, keep me posted on how it goes for you guys. And any of you that want to do posts, just shoot me a message, and I'll get some free posts written for you. And let's work to create a formula together that you like and that works, and then we can have others do it for you. Good stuff. All right, any other questions that you guys have for me? Anything else? All good. Okay. Awesome. I'll publish this recording tomorrow. Any questions that you guys have in the meantime before our call next Wednesday night, send them in, post them in the group, and we'll make it happen. And until next week, thank you guys very much. And just let me know what I can do to help you out. Okay. We'll talk to you soon.